Avocados, a miracle fruit for those on the ketogenic diet. Hello and welcome. In this one, we'll be talking about avocados. The great thing about avocados is that it is a staple fruit that we use for our son. In most of our meals, we give him about 2 or 3 avocados daily. And there's a lot of things that you should learn about when you try to use avocados. It is the first fruit it is the first ingredient I would recommend parents to go into when you're trying to wean them off of the KetoPals formula, as well as anything processed. You would definitely want to go into the avocado fruit. There's some facts that you should look at. Avocado has more potassium than bananas. This is important because potassium, when you talk to your son's dietitian, what will happen is the neurologist and the dietitian will recommend or will prescribe to you KetoPals, which is potassium, and that is needed to break down the sodium deposits that will build up on your kids' kidneys. They'll start growing kidney stones because of this high-fat diet that you have your child on. So avocados has a very high amount of potassium to fight that kidney stone buildup that will happen in your son's or daughter's kidneys. Over 75% of the avocado is unsaturated fat. So if you give your child more avocados as opposed to the coconut oil, it will have long-term benefits. Again, in the previous video I talked more about coconut oil and the benefits on that, so look into that video if you have any more questions on the coconut oil. But this one does have unsaturated fat, which is a much healthier fat for your child, and it has more potassium than bananas to help break down the kidney stones. The thing about avocados is it's the only fruit / ingredient / anything that we found in the market that is a natural 4-to-1 ratio of fat to 1 protein and carb. This is incredible because if you ever have an emergency, like you say you dumped a meal on the floor and you have to give your child a meal, you could just give them an entire avocado. Now it may vary, but it might not be enough food, it might not be too much food, but you know that you're giving your child the exact 4-to-1 ratio. We've had this problem a couple of times where we had to just give them an entire avocado, and that's simply because we forgot a meal at the house, or a meal was just destroyed on a trip, and we just gave him the entire avocado, and he stayed within the known parameters of his ketosis state. So avocados is definitely a really good choice, and it's actually a really good staple for those going into the ketogenic diet. The other thing, so now that I explained the benefit, the nutrition, and the 4-to-1 ratio, how do you handle avocados? So for most people that aren't familiar with avocados, they come either very soft or very hard, or too ripe or not ripe enough. What we end up doing is we buy the hardest avocados we could find, the most unripe you could find in some like Sam's or Costco, and we buy a bunch of them. We buy about 2 or 3 bagfuls of avocados, and we let it sit in the living room for 2 to 3 days. Once it gets soft enough, then we put it straight into the fridge. The reason why that is because when you put it straight into the fridge, it makes it last a lot longer. Your avocados might get brown spots or black spots. Look this up online, but like I said, I won't give anything to my son that I won't eat myself. So what I normally do is I eat the black spots and see if it tastes okay. It tastes fine for me, but what I've read online is that the black spots are, it's not rotted food, it's not the avocado going bad, it's frozen spots. So your fridge is freezing up the avocado too much, and that causes little black spots. So what I end up doing is I try to take out as much black spots as possible, but it's not the end of the world if you give your son or daughter a little bit of the black or brown or gray spots of an avocado, because it's still nutritious, and I've tried it myself. You could try it yourself to see if it's okay, but you don't have to worry too much about the brown spots. All right, so for those of you who have not worked with avocados as often or are unfamiliar with avocados, we personally like to cut it through the long end, not the short end. So we cut around the long end and you just twist it and you'll open it up. And once you scrape it out with a spoon, the easiest way to get rid of the core is by hitting it and twisting. And that would take the actual core outside and leave that whole inside out for your child or for your meal so you could prep it in. In our case, we've used avocados regularly. We plan on using avocados for the foreseeable future, and we've seen nothing but the benefits of the avocados. So for parents who are having trouble finding an ingredient that to start off with, our family, my wife and myself, we would highly recommend avocados. It's done nothing but beneficial things for my son because of the high potassium, the high unsaturated fats, and the perfect 4-to-1 ratio if you ever need that emergency. It is a thick meal, so it could thicken up your child's meal if you need to. It also has a delicious flavor. You could put in a little bit of salt and pepper, and if you measure it, you could put in a little lime to make it taste like a guacamole dip that you probably your child would enjoy. Unfortunately, my son, he's been having avocados almost every day since he started for about four years ago. He's 5 right now, and he's been having avocados for 4 years straight. And he's kind of sick of it. We could see it, but he hasn't ever turned it down. So good luck out there for your parents. If you like what you see here, please subscribe below. If you have any more questions, please send a comment, as well as email us at ketopals@gmail.com. And